of time for us to work out as we get ourselves underway here, though, with the game one.
Oh my god,
We'll see what Talon are able to do, because this is at the stage. Like, Talon, I don't think it's guaranteed just yet. No one's guaranteed elimination in a Group B. Of course, Group A, you've got a couple people that have cemented their place, but for Talon, you need to get the wins right now.
Oh yeah, you're running out of time, and it's really got to get those wins as soon as possible. It's, you know, a couple series today, maybe a series tomorrow, but there's, you know, there basically is only 4 teams who are likely to be in that bottom 3 slots. So all those teams, it's crunch time.
30 seconds to battle.
So from what I can see, Arteezy's played 2 Arc Warden games. And I don't really know what to make of this one, because he went Meteor Hammer, Midas, and to Octarine Maelstrom. He went some very interesting timing of the items, so we shall see if it's going to be any... Well, he's got the Meteor Hammer queued up on Arteezy, so it looks like that's... we can't have one thing right there with the build. We'll see if he's going to continue to go down some of the other items that he went in that recent pub game or not.
Yep, that's you know, one way to play the hero. I mean, I'm not gonna. I think this is very different to, like, you know, the Meteor Hammer on an Alchemist that we saw, because that's just, you know, your hero already has the stun. I think here with Arc Warden, this Meteor Hammer just, you know, potentially gives you a lot of pressure onto early objectives. It can be kind of a pseudo farming item as well, so could definitely see this panning out well for him.
Should be a very difficult lane, though, for Talon to play in up top. You, again, have the Undying versus the Underlord. The Strength Hero is never going to have a good time, and then, I mean, you've got a melee to pop in front of the Arc Warden, so Arteezy should easily be able to freely cast these spells and get the right clicks off, so maybe Talon is just going to have to go back to the old fix on just looking to drag the wave behind the tower, and, well, it's not going to matter with this first wave, though, as Jabs, he's just going to get right-clicked down. Just an easy start for Shopify, no messing around. In the first minute, they're able to find that easy kill onto the Underlord.
Yeah, just popped the level 1 Flux with the Decay and found themselves an easy one, and Arteezy even pulls the creep wave onto the neutral camp, so now he's farming some neutrals plus enemy creeps. Just very nice creep manipulation here that is keeping things away from the Underlord.
Feels like a lot of the attention has to be put on that mid lane, right, for Makoto, because if he is off to a bad start, their playmaking, their damage is going to be very lacking. So do we feel like he should be able to have a pretty good time up against Arbed's Tiny, or maybe does he need even some support to come out from the people in the side lanes to maybe secure some runes for him?
I think you kind of just have to hope he can be okay here, and I would say you know, with the Resonant Pulse, I think he can at least do well enough here in terms of just spamming enough cooldown to get some last hits, block some damage. And once your bottle comes out, just, you know, split water runes for the first 4 minutes, and then 6 minutes in is probably where we see those support rotations. But I think the supports are just going to be busy in their side lanes until at least minute 6. And heroes like Pugna and Techies aren't... I mean, Techies can rotate fine, but definitely the Pugna is just not a hero who can really lead this lane all too easily.
I mean, we're going to see he's going to need to be put down bottom to try and help the Medusa, who we've had multiple games where Medusa's just been having very funny deaths, where your man is going all of a sudden a couple of right clicks and she just gets blown up. But it does look like we're getting on top lane, actually, Jabs. We forced the TP out. At least he does go back to the T1 tower, though, so it's not going to be the long walk to top for Jabs.
Does mean that Fly on the Undying will get the Lotus. Kind of zone them away from that Lotus pool at the right time. Definitely seeing a lot of these side lanes prioritize fighting over these Lotus timings, because it is a pretty nice boost here, like just your lane sustain if you can get that first Lotus.
Trying to see who got it down bottom. I actually didn't see. Okay, it looks like Q. Sorry, Ollie's got it on the Pugner, so at least Talon were able to find that one. And Deuce is having a pretty good time. 23 Savage, Delane's in a good position here for the Medusa to be able to easily find that CS behind the tower. But shortly now, Crit and Saberlight, they can start to get pretty aggressive. Saberlight, he's got that second point in the Scorched Earth, so that's really that big increase in the damage and the movement speed, which is nice to be able to get up in the face of his enemies now.
Yeah, he can definitely get aggressive, but so far Medusa has been owning this lane, like doubling the Doom CS, so not like Medusa you normally think of as a hero that's going to dominate you out of the lane, but 23's just done a great job getting these last hits, and Ollie, of course, helping secure the lane as well, but the Scuttle Doom is a pretty potent lane here. This has the Ice Armor in the Doom, but top lane, Fly getting very, very low, does get away from the aggression of Talon.
I didn't actually get a chance to see what he brought out on the courier. Maybe it was the boots, so it didn't have any more regen to play with, so it's just going to look to deny himself to the creeps and get a full reset, maybe even bring back some extra items for Arteezy. He does have the Ring of Health at least to be able to potentially help out with his health pool at the moment.
Yeah. So far the Ring of Health has proved to be enough by itself, and Arteezy's just, trying to get those early last hits. Once he has the Meteor Hammer, I imagine this lane gets a whole lot better for him. You can see mid lane, Makoto's done just fine. He's actually got Arbet very low here. Both players with empty bottles. An empty mana pool on Makoto, but he's got raindrops here, so he's basically unkillable. As far as the Tiny being alone, if Tiny wants to kill Makoto, he's going to need rotation. And those rotations could definitely happen around that 6-minute mark. This power rune is so important when it's heroes like Tiny and Void Spirit, who, you give Tiny a haste, you give Arcane Rune to a Void Spirit, or whatever it may be, and there's just so much ganking potential when it comes to these side lanes.
Yeah, bottom lane, speaking about that ganking potential, Fly is going to be the first one to use the Twin Gate, so an aggressive drop down of the Tombstone. Savage is in a lot of danger. Q's going to try and provide some assistance, being able to jump in with a blast off, disrupting Shopify, so they're actually going to have to turn away their attention from the Medusa and try and keep themselves alive. Looks like Saberlight will be able to do so off the back of the TP. Fly will just run himself through the woods as well, so in the end, Talon, they're going to be able to keep their Deucer alive, and they shove away the aggression as well.
Oh, Makoto's come down bottom though.
Alright, double ultimate charges. Pretty much all his mana pool expended for the kill, but he's able to get a little bit of experience and gold as well for the Void Spirit.
Yep. And, he uses all that mana pool. He didn't get the Powder Rune, so it's Arbed. Just an Invis Rune. Not the most impactful rune to get in terms of your ability to rotate, but there is some sneaky plays you can make, but much more importantly, it just forces Makoto to go back to base now. But there's a danger. He's going to go back to base, and then he can kind of TP anywhere on the map. He doesn't have to necessarily go back to this mid lane. Definitely wants someone there taking some experience as well as creeps, but if there's gank opportunities in side lanes, we very well could see him make that early move.
I wonder what side lane he's actually going to try and look to gank as well. Maybe even hold that thought.
Ooh.
Ollie, yeah, stole the wisdom rune. Even ducks into the tree line as well. Just tries to bury himself in, so Crit's not going to be able to find him. And Q was able to get their own wisdom rune as well. So a nice little movement coming out from both supports to secure the early runes.
Yep. Some sneaky plays. Definitely the dream target is ganking the Arc Warden. You can kill Arteezy. That's huge. Whether or not that's feasible, it could happen. I think most importantly, you need techies there to kind of connect with a blast off and stick bomb. But yeah, now that Arteezy's level 6, he can kind of fall back. He can go jungle if he wants. He doesn't really. You can tell with his positioning, he doesn't feel all too safe in his top lane. He's playing very far back.
They're all coming through the rift. I don't know if you want to be here. They don't even really need the assistance of Jab, so straight away he's going to turn back around and to the top side of the map. But Talon, they're doing a pretty good job to at least protect their Medusa.
Yep. This Medusa is just a complete, utter free farm. It's a great sign for Talon. That's probably one of the most important parts of this game is having Medusa a good game.
Easy, great rotation from Makoto. Fly's going to be a little bit too late. They still want to take the fight though. Talon, they'll turn their attention over to the Tombstone. Rift is there from Jabs as well. Who are they looking to bring in? Actually, Savage wants to get involved on the Medusa. And with that extra +1, they'll be able to chase down Crit under the tower. And now they can also turn their attention over to Fly. Makoto has got another round of the spells coming up shortly. And the remote mine as well from Q. So it's going to be an easy chase down onto the secondary support as Talon gets some much needed kills. But importantly, they slow down the Arc Warden's game.
Yeah, that's the rotation of Void Spirit. The dream kill is that Arc Warden. You bring numbers, you make sure you have your techies there for the blast off. And I think if Shopify want to take that fight, you have to bring your strong heroes. That's your Tiny. Like, you've got a level 7 Tiny who could theoretically, TP in and make that move. Instead, Tiny making a similar move down bottom. I like this as well. You kill our carry, we kill yours. And with the Doom plus the Tiny combo, they should have more than enough damage here to kill the Medusa.
Abed's going to get the gold as well, so it's going to put him closer towards the blink top lane. Arteezy, again, he went back to the safe lane, and Makoto was already there waiting for him. So back-to-back deaths on Arteezy's Arc Warden, and this might be able to open up the top tower. Parker, Ole's a pretty high level. He's got 3 points in the Nether Blast, so they should be able to find, I think, the first tier 1 of the game.
Yeah, and just have Makoto's Void Spirit just tank some tower shots if needed. You've got the creep wave coming in, so not an issue. They'll get this tower with ease, it looks like. But a bit of a trade could happen down bottom. Saberlight's pulled the creep wave away as well, so it does look like it's going to be a tier 1 for tier 1. So trading objectives is good, but losing your carry back to back there. I think he was like microing his clone mid. I saw him using Meteor Hammer on the mid creep wave, maybe just getting a bit lackadaisical and not focusing on what was happening top, because yeah, those back-to-back deaths in that top lane is bad news for his current game. He's getting heavily outfarmed by this Medusa.
Off to a great start. And this has really been, I think, the big concern with the hero, though, is just how are you able to get out of that early stage of the game, which can prove to be a bit of a concern. I guess at least for Arteezy, his catch-up, they've done a really good job on the supports to make stacks inside the jungle. And, well, speaking about one of those supports, Fly, he's going to be blown up. So, I mean, with these 3 heroes, Oli, of course, has some difficulty with being able to get in the middle, but if he does with the D-Crap, he's going to heavily amplify the techies and the Void Spirit's damage.
He's like triple quad ancient stack. He farms some of it, he gets another stack off, and just using this double Meteor Hammer to great effect to help himself catch back in the game. I say all this, he's number 6 on net worth, so he's not having a good time. He has been well and truly shut down. Saberlight, the most farmed hero of theirs, likely to go down here if he's not got an escape plan.
He's going to look to try and TP out. Will they have the damage with the mines? Looks like they do. So cute. Up to a killing spree now for the techies, and I mean, that is a huge kill as well, considering he's the most farmed person on Shopify. So you're going to slow down the Doom timing, and importantly, that pipe timing as well, which could have been able to connect with the blink from Arbed and maybe set themselves up for a big next team fight. But now those timings are just going to be delayed a little bit for them to work together on Shopify.
Yeah.
Dude, Fly's level 4. Oof.
It really feels like Abed's, the only hope for this team to kind of buy some time to get Arteezy online when it comes to he's having a good game, has his blink. Doom was having a good game and kind of still is, but you're a Doom going aura items, there's only so much you can do. Abed's going to be the big playmaker, and it kind of reminds me of an earlier game we saw with Shopify. I think it was when they were playing Tundra, and he was the only playmaker, and his supports couldn't really play with him. I think they had an off-lane Doom then as well, and it was very much a scenario where it's he can smoke up or try and use blink Tiny, but it's who can play it.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, honestly. I don't know who Arbed's going to look to play with. Maybe, well, they're running down bottom to try and combine with Saberlight at the moment, but no, I mean, Savage is so deep inside the jungle, it's going to take them quite some time, and by the time you get there, you're super close to the T2 tower, and they're going to be able to react if required. So you see Talon, they're making their own play. They'll kill the Tempest double mid, and they're also going to be able to find a T1 tower as well. So this is what we were expecting out of Talon heading into the major. They are off to a great start in this game 1.
Yeah, and it's great because you see that drop and okay, Medusa, kind of slow, greedy drop, but it's no. These other 4 heroes are just constantly running at anyone on Shopify they see playing a bit greedy. Coddle's defending a tower and farming to kill him. We find Abed, we kill him. Like, they're just running at whatever kills present themselves, using all their early smokes, and really putting Shopify in the back.
So that blink reveal doesn't work out for Shopify. Just they're one step behind. The vision game from Talon has been perfect, and those kills now, it's at a perfect timing because you have the wisdom room coming up, so they're going to steal another wisdom room away from Shopify. I mean, Fly's still level 5, Crit's only level 6 at 14 minutes in. This is
Saberlight coming for this?
He is, but he might just die though. He's going to run straight headfirst into the Firestorm. They are starting to TP some of the members in from Shopify. But is he going to get a window for a potential toss back under the tower? But they're incredibly hesitant, so the Doom, they get nothing out of it in the end, just a chuck out to the techies, but you're easily able to shove it off thanks to Q.
Yeah, they got another clone kill. They're going to get the T1 tower, and but it's going to be careful. His blink on cooldown does pig pull himself back up to the high ground, but you see, they just draw lines. Like, let's just keep running through here. Let's clear them out of this jungle. Let's keep them away from these ancients that Arteezy keeps farming, not giving any room to farm or do anything. 12 kills to 2, 5k gold lead. Medusa just miles ahead. 2k net worth ahead of the Arc Warden right now.
Ooh, Kodo.
Level deep.
That it is. But only nearby to maybe provide some assistance. Shabs as well. They're actually going to get the taunt back onto Saberlight. In a little bit of trouble now. Even Arteezy wants to get involved as well. They need to kite the Stone Gaze. And they'll be able to help Saberlight reposition. Now, Arbet's going to find a toss angle. Makoto drag back under the tower. Do they have the damage to help secure the kill? They're going to refresh the spell. So Makoto's still held into place, but the damage is just not there from Shopify. Jabs, all the mitigation. Arbet will find another crazy combo, but it just does not matter. They're needing to find Doom to try and get into the middle. Saberlight is going to wrap all the way around, but it's just too late. Arbet's already gone down. Saberlight might potentially join him in the grave as well. As now Talon, they'll turn over to the left side. Should be able to catch up to him in the end, and 5 heroes surrounding him at the bottom of the stairs. And I mean, that was a fight where Arbet had like multiple 4-5 rounds of spells. It just wasn't even enough to get someone below 0.
And I actually love this Dark Rift usage. They just do it right back to Fountain, so they get to stick around full health. Everyone got so damn low here, but they were just barely staying alive. Ollie with the constant life drains. Like, the tossbacks onto a Void Spirit just isn't the ideal target as well. They get another kill after the Fountain trip. Like, he's tossing in a Void Spirit, but when he's got the, he's got the Dissimulate and he's got the Void Astral Step, like, he's just always going to be able to kind of get out of there unless you chain stun it perfectly. But without a Doom, you're relying on like a perfectly timed Meteor Hammer or something, which is just not something you can rely on.
Yeah. And the issue is, though, if you do Makoto off after the tossback, then it means Jabs can protect him with Mechanism and Pipe, or you can use Life Drain on the Pugna with the Medic. So it's I don't see a solution unless it's you cut your losses, you lose outer towers, and you somehow just split the map and make this one go 40 minutes.
Yeah, the damage just isn't really there. It does seem like we're heading into turtle territory where you just play the split push game, try and drag it out. Arteezy's queued up items say it all. He's got a Midas queued up now. Like, he's gone in from the hammer into a Maelstrom into a Midas. Like, he's looking at a 20+ minute Midas timing. And, I don't think this is wrong. It just kind of speaks to the state of the game and, like, how under-farmed he is, how rough of a time this game has kind of gone for him because, Talon have just had their way with Shopify here.
Again, this is the Talon that a lot of people were expecting and hoping for heading into the Berlin Major, so at least it's not too far gone where it's too late for them to be making these crazy plays and convincing games. They are still not out of it yet. There's still the potential for them to make it into the playoffs and even in different positions as well. Listen, go. Yeah, there's just no one nearby. They're gonna have to watch him die. Saberlight. Scurry's over to the right side. Q's even gonna try and give some vision so Makoto can fall up as well, and he might just have to use a defensive boom. He's actually going to try and TP out. Saberlight stops short though. Jabs, he's there with the pit. There's going to be no escape. So not only do they get Arteezy, but they also get Saberlight as well.
Yeah, just Dark Rift right on top of where the Arc Warden's farming, and Arteezy tries to TP away, but Jabs being the first to go through the gate means he's easily there in time to Pit of Malice and cancel it, so even when trying to play that split push, let's avoid them, let's play for 40 minutes, like you're gonna get punished. Like Dark Rift is, you know, it's a 5-man IO ulti where everybody can show up and you get to completely destroy the hopes of Shopify's kind of comeback. This is all like pre-Roshan, like they could easily go for an early Rosh here, but I think they're just feeling like it's too slow. They'd rather keep going for these kills, like crit top, another Makoto rotation. Hugh folds it up, he's got the Vessel and Techies. They're just having a field day with these kills.
They can just probably walk it into Rosh pretty shortly on Talon. It will be a very slow Rosh, but that's just going to cover your tracks a little bit. Make sure that Shopify don't get this random doom onto a core and potentially blow him up. And that might just be what you need to be able to go high ground as well with that Aegis, because you're in a great position right now. I mean, this is halfway towards a Skadi. I think Skadi and Aegis, and you're definitely going high ground on Talon.
I think that's, you know, it's you know, Medusa. You're not really one of these carries that can go high ground pre 20 minutes the same way like some of these other like tempo carries can, but with how many kills Talon are getting on the map and how much they're out farming, like they're more than happy for this game to drag a bit.
Yeah, not only are they getting the kill into Arbed, but they almost got Fly as well. It looks like with the protection of Saberlight's Pipe, it will push back that second aggressive roaming duo at the outpost, but it's, yeah, I mean, you still get Arbed, so that's a big thing. It's you don't get a support, but you get a core, so continuing to slow down the Tiny's farm, who has a Scepter queued up, and that is going to be delayed even further now. 12,000 net worth lead, 20 minutes in for Talon.
Yeah, the fact he's got a Scepter queued up is very telling too, that, hey, we're just trying to turtle and play for the late game. We're going to have Tiny on the high ground defense with an Ag Scepter, trying to just defend with that tree volley, but I don't think that's going to be anywhere near enough for a Medusa who's so close to Skadi. And right as the Tormentor comes up, they're over at Shopify's. They're so far ahead, and yeah, Shopify going to go for a smoke here. They want to contest this, hope that maybe they kill the Tormentor. I think ideally you want them to kill the Tormentor and then you punish them when they get low health, but it looks like they may just have to take a 5v5 fight.
Saberlight Smoke's going to pop. I bet we'll get the jump. Who's going to be the Doom target, though? They'll toss it over towards the Medusa, back underneath the Tier 2 tower, so they've broken the formation, but they are just way too far ahead. Medusa is they call oh no, Arteezy, he's not even going to stick around for a further fight. He sees, they tried to bring her down, toss Doom under tower. They barely did any damage, and that was it. There was just nothing else they could do after that. Just call it quits, head into the next.